So this was like the cheap $15 Amazon 14-inch L wrench, socket wrench. This is literally the only socket wrench because it's simply a wrench and all it can do is mount sockets to it. It doesn't ratchet, it doesn't do anything. These types of wrenches are, of course, very reliable because they've absolutely no moving parts. You can run them over, throw them down on the ground. This is a cheesy Chinese brand, Chenglong. It is chrome and molybdenum. They didn't quite get the ball detent centered, but at least has good protrusion. It seems to be held in pretty well, and they're using a decent grade of steel. Do like the fact that they put knurling on this, and it's even an industrial finish, which is kind of hard to find. These wrenches aren't very common. I actually have an old Craftsman here, and I've always kind of liked it. These types of wrenches are handy for a variety of situations. One is if you're tightening, loosening stuff, especially if you work in a machine shop, manufacturing. There's a variety of environments where you need to use a socket, but you don't need to deal with the reversing mechanism or ratchet. You need to loosen something and then tighten it back up. Auto mechanics might find use for doing alignments because you have to loosen a bolt and then you have a cam bolt that you have to adjust back and forth to get to the right position, and then you cinch it back down. And of course, another real distinct advantage is it doesn't matter how this isn't particularly low profile vertically. No, compared to a ratchet, it's certainly much longer. But if we compare in this direction, this will always be smaller than the collar of any socket that you put on it. So this can slip down in any space that you can physically get a socket into. So it makes them, in one direction, extremely high access wrenches, and they can actually be pretty valuable in that situation. They have other handy features, such as if you need extra leverage, you can put, I have a socket here, but you can just put another extension over the end of this, and it becomes your cheater bar. What would probably end up happening is you break the square right where the hole is drilled. The rest of the stub would roll out, but you could put an extension on there and get extra leverage. It's handy because you have two of the same size, so you can break the socket and then take it and then just twist it out. Kind of there. Come on now. There we go. And then twist it out like an L, just like an Allen wrench. It's kind of like an Allen wrench that accepts sockets. This is the easiest way to describe it. And it's kind of hard to find longer versions. The only ones I've ever really seen are short ones, such as this Craftsman, so it's nice to have one that's much longer. Although I do wish the bend was just a bit shorter. Anyway, even though this is the name of the brand, this is like the only one on the entirety of Amazon, so that's why I'm calling this the Amazon L wrench. A very rudimentary socket drive tool, but surprisingly enough, still valid. Anyway, really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.